Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Dan Blanchard from Travel in Time, and I'm here in Coventry, Connecticut at Nathan Hale's Homestead. Right here, this is the land that Nathan Hale was born on. Now he didn't have this big house. His house was much smaller when he was living here in Coventry, Connecticut. There's something about Nathan Hale. I mean, you all pretty much know him as the spy for the colonies that the British captured and killed. And he said, I only regret that I have but one life to give for my country. But what are some things you may not know about him? All right, some things you may not know about him was when he was in school, he was actually a football player and wrestler. He was one of 14 children right here out of Coventry, Connecticut. All right, he graduated from Yale University at 18. It was 18 years old. He graduated, and he was 21 when he was hung by the British. All right. What else? Oh, he was in George Washington's Continental Army as a captain there. And when George Washington came around asking for volunteers to be a spy, Nathan Hale was the only one that volunteered. Unfortunately, when he went into New York, the British controlled New York, he only lasted a week. Somebody recognized him and he was caught and hung pretty much in about a week or so. And then this changed how George Washington saw things. George Washington was like, wow, we just can't send people in, military people in with no training to be spies in New York during this American Revolutionary War. We need to do something different. So George Washington went and got civilians and kind of trained them, did like dead drops, signals, invisible ink, and all those little neat things. So, and that was because Nathan Hale's mission basically, I guess, didn't succeed. That's why we ended up with a copper spy ring that was very successful. And there's a great show on Netflix called Turn, where you can watch that. All right. So now let me think. What are we going to do next? Let's talk about leadership lessons. What leadership lessons can we learn from this? Well, obviously, Nathan Hale saying, I only have regret that I have but one life to give my country. I mean, that's like all in. If that's not all in, I don't know what's all in. But that's totally all in. Right? That's what leaders have to do. Leaders have to be all in. I would say there's another lesson from George Washington. George Washington, when he saw something didn't work, he pivoted. You know what I'm saying? He said, okay, we got to do something different. We got to go a different angle. And we got to get more training, right? We got to do something different. And George Washington did. And the copper spy ring was very successful. So those, I would say, were great leadership lessons that come out of this. I mean, this Nathan Hale story is a fascinating story. Was it a success or a failure? Both. And there's obviously fabulous leadership lessons that come out of it. All right. So listen, here he is. Here we are. Make sure that you do all the things you're supposed to do, like, like, comment, share, all that sorts of stuff. And this is Dan Blanchard, the Travel in Time show, where I'm mixing travel, history, and leadership lessons, and they're all mingling with me, Dan Blanchard. Hey, listen, I'm going to see you guys soon. My next show, I think I'm going to do Mark Twain and Harriet Beecher Stowe, who were neighbors in Hartford. And Mark Twain was actually the most famous man in the world at one point, and Harriet Beecher Stowe was one of the most famous women in the world. So I'll be back. I'll see you guys real soon. Take care.